Hi guys. So it seems like Amber Heard's is going to be doing a sit down interview, not with Katie Couric, with the other Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie. And I find this quite interesting. Let me shut this down. Follow me if you want on Monon03 over here on Twitter. Let me make sure I check my boxes. I'm just going to share a few clips. I don't even know when it's airing, but I thought this was pretty interesting. Well, I'll go on now, share. This is what she had to say. And this is via the neighborhood. Great. It won't let me
happen in the privacy.
Let's go back. Good Lord. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors. I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But even somebody who is...
So here she is still playing the victim. But I think it's very important to listen to what she's saying. So I'm going to start it again because we have to take it all in first. So let's go.
Thinks about me or...
I don't care what people think about me or what went on in my house.
Or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors. I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But
okay, so who is the one that put a bruise on her face, allegedly went down and got a vial? She wanted to take Johnny Depp for everything he had. She filed a restraining order. If you look at the text messages back and forth, the reason why she filed for divorce and tried to get the restraining order is because she was worried about getting evicted from those penthouse apartments that her and all her friends were living in. The same day, she had the locks changed on those very apartments. So how nasty is that? This man marries you. He moves you he owns 5 penthouses. Out of those, you live with him and your friends are living in the other one. You go down one day, file a restraining order, say he's beating you, come up and have a locksmith changed on his house and the apartments that your friends are staying at for free. Okay, I digress. I do that a lot. Sorry. So back to where we were. So people shouldn't have an opinion of what went on in their home.
even somebody who is sure I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You cannot tell me that you think that this has been fair.
Okay, what in the cornbread hell is she talking about? How are you going to say there was not a fair representation on social media? Does she not understand how social media works? It's a bunch of individual people expressing their opinions. So there was nobody representing anything. It's her. It's broadcasts that people put up. It's clips of the trial that people put up. It's things that she said in the past. We know what Twitter is. She's saying she was misrepresented by social media. It makes absolutely zero sense. She's still playing the game. I don't know when this airs. I don't think it's for a couple of days. But there's more to it. And let's see. You guys want to watch some of it?
How could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats
and heard come to that conclusion. They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony.
Amber Heard tears up in her first interview after losing Johnny Depp.
So she's just carrying on some more about the same stuff. It's really surprising that she's taking it out this fresh out to the public. We've already heard. What are you going to tell us that we haven't already heard that's going to change anybody's minds about you? Because I can't think of anything.
Actually understand he's a blame.
Let's go back. Hold on.
I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character and people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
In a new teaser, Amber sits down with NBC's Savannah Guthrie and shares how she feels about the outcome.
So more of actually her being the actor. It shows more clips of what happened. What does this say? Miss Heard simply intended to respond to what they aggressively did last week. She did so by expressing her thoughts. So a few of Amber's lawyers, and I'll even play a bit of it, went on a few talk shows last week. I thought they were very professional in the way they handled things. So let's see.
One thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage. I'm grieving of all this hate and vitriol. Even if you
this is the same part about the social media.
That I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation.
Since the jury found that Amber...
So I was reading through some of the text messages last night between Amber Heard and one of Whitney's sister's friends and stuff. And it was talking about how Elon Musk had given Amber had started to date Elon and she didn't like him because she felt like he was controlling, and he had given her a Tesla and she didn't like it because she thought it was bugged. And there's also well, we have it right here, actually, the lawyers, but I wanted to play a different part. A speculation that they froze embryos together and that there was a court case that went on between Elon.
Right now, we're all feeling a little
between
strapped.
Elon and Amber about that court case because he wanted to destroy the embryos and she did not. So we don't know what's going to happen there. Of course, now I have to wait for this stupid ad to play, but here we go.
Millions around the world. That's one of 3 claims in her counter lawsuit against Depp and was awarded $2 million in damages.
We are grateful, so grateful.
Depp's supporters.
So I think I'm not going to go too much into that. She's angry.
The families are on social media. We had a 10-day break in the middle because of the judicial conference. There's no way they couldn't have been influenced by it.
A charge that Depp's team denies, saying the outpouring of support for the actor is nothing but authentic. A charge that Depp's team
Let's see
denies.
what she says again, because I think I might have missed that.
Jury against her.
They went home every night. They have families. The families are on social media. We had a 10-day break in the middle because of the judicial conference. There's no...
Okay, so she's trying to say now that they didn't get a fair trial. Of course. So obviously they're going to appeal. If Amber's smart, she would not appeal because I don't think that she's going to win anywhere.
Let me ask you, did you speak to your client right after the verdict? What was his reaction in the moment?
I think just an overwhelming sense of relief. I was speaking with another friend of ours, a mutual friend of Johnny's and ours, and he said, I haven't seen Johnny smile like that in 6 years.
The weight of the world.
So it's a great win, whether or not you like Johnny. To be honest, I didn't even know who Amber Heard was when this started. I had seen pictures of Johnny and I heard, you hear, which is surprising because I pay a lot of attention to Hollywood, but I didn't know who she was. And even the first couple of weeks of this trial, I really wasn't paying attention. And then I started to get sucked in more and more. And we all knew kind of how he lived his lifestyle. To hear the details weren't great, but he put that all on the line to try to prove this woman was lying about him. And I think that he proved his case.
World is off of his shoulders. He's got his life back.
As you well know, the law does not favor a plaintiff like Johnny Depp in a defamation case like this. The burden is very high, the threshold is high, and he crossed it. Frankly speaking, were you stunned at this victory?
I'm not a big fan of Savannah Guthrie because of that Donald Trump interview she did and for other reasons. Uh, she's getting kind of older looking too. I just wanted to say that. I can't play this out right because I'll get zinged, but anyway.
Well, we had ultimate confidence in Johnny and the jury and the facts of this case, and you can only hope that the jury will see it. And in this case, they did, and the verdict was overwhelmingly in his favor.
I should mention the jury did find Mr. Depp responsible for defamation.
So I think it was a fair verdict. They, by the way, this woman, I can't remember her name right now, Depp's legal team. What's her name,
Of an
guys?
abuse hoax. How do you square that of an abuse hoax? How do you square that finding with the rest of the verdict, Camille?
I think it's just the verdict is overwhelmingly positive for John.
Camilla, she's been made a partner at the law firm that she works, so that's great. The reason why they work so hard for him is because I think they actually liked him as a human being. If you look at when they every morning when they came into court, I would watch. His entire legal team would stand up, put their hands behind the back, and greet him as he walked in. And he had a very warm greeting for each and every one of them. When Amber walked in, usually the woman would be standing up. The other people would barely even look at her. Maybe they would smile at her. Maybe they would talk to her. It was not a warm relationship by any means. I mean, when you're working with these lawyers, you're with them for many, many, many hours a day, I would think,
And
as you get close to the trial.
It was unanimous. There were 7 people that decided he was defamed.
Amber Heard's attorney was right here the day after the verdict, and she said the jury had not been permitted to see certain evidence that would have bolstered and verified Amber Heard's claims of abuse, in particular, therapist notes. What is your response to that? And was there evidence that was suppressed for a valid legal reason?
So they're pulling, this is the worst thing that they can be doing, is they're still trying to argue the case out in front of the media. It's now been tried twice. We didn't get to see what happened in the UK, and I think that's made a big difference because we did get to see what happened here.
And that might have made a difference.
I think that was very disappointing to hear that and to hear her impugn the character of the jury. And the evidence came in that should come in, and the judge was very fair to both sides.
In particular, she cites the UK judgment. As we all know, Johnny Depp sued The Sun, a newspaper.
So he's got a good point there. Like, you never want to insult the juries. Jurors take their job very seriously. So to be talking about, oh, well, I'm sure they were going home with their friends on social media, blah, blah, that's an insult to them. And I just thought that these guys really handled themselves well. There is some speculation that Johnny's not even going to go after the money. There's also, so this is a little interesting known fact that I found out. Your homeowner's insurance will cover for your legal expenses in a defamation lawsuit. So she hasn't had to fork over millions of dollars, and as far as I know, to pay for these legal expenses. I know that she was staying in something close to a mansion while they were in Virginia, and she was just spotted, I think yesterday, getting on a private jet to go back to LA. So she's not living the pauper lifestyle. She had Gucci earrings on in court. She's not as broke yet as she could be. If he really goes after her, he can attach her earnings in the future. He can make her sell assets.
In the United Kingdom, he lost that case. The judge finding that claims by the newspaper that he was a wife beater were substantially true. Now, Amber Heard's lawyers say that judgment should have come into this court case. What say you?
Was a different process, right? And also Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard in this case were the parties. They had different disclosure obligations. So we disagree. The overwhelming evidence that was presented in this case in Virginia far exceeded what was presented in the UK. And we believe the jury got it right.
So that was the main issue, is that there were different parties over in the UK. He was suing the Sun. He really did it right. And then he came back here and sued Amber herself. And I was just thinking of something else I wanted to say about it, and I just totally left my head. I do think that he did get it right. She seems like a very plotting person. We know that there's been footage of her the day after, was May 27th, getting James Franco onto the elevator of where she lives, also getting
How could
Elon
they
Musk. There were donations made in Elon Musk's name to the ACLU. She told everybody that she gave away all of her money to them. So prior to this start of the Johnny Depp trial, she was living quite the life. She was meeting with people like Kamala Harris. She was going around as the ACLU ambassador. She was meeting with women's organizations group, giving speeches and being held up on this pedestal as some survivor of domestic violence, when it's been shown that there were a lot of lies. And you can see it. This is her lying face. I wanted to play a little bit more. So we already heard why the jury sides with Johnny Depp, because he's a very good actor. I wanted to keep this short, but Johnny's legal team has been very professional in everything that they've done, I think. And I think that her legal team is out there still trying to fight the fight. I don't think it's a good idea. Let's just see if there's anything new in this one. We're probably gonna have to wait through a commercial. Let's see.
How could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats.
Yeah, we already saw that. It's her same fake. It is her same fake face, and I want to show you another side of her.
Isn't it true that you've been previously arrested for committing domestic violence against your spouse?
I'm going to irrelevant, harassing, has nothing to do with this proceeding. It's argumentative. Go ahead and explain.
Washington, where I was arrested, immediately dropped the charges because they knew the exact same thing that I just told you, that no domestic violence ever occurred. And my ex has stated such. In fact, it was so ridiculous, those charges. It was a verbal argument, was misinterpreted, misrepresented, and completely overreacted upon by.
It almost seems like an entirely different person. She is snide. She is a bitch to this woman throughout the entire thing. And she gets caught in lie after lie after lie.
We were partners, which we were not going to be arrested for before. As soon as he found out we were partners, the male cop, not this other woman, and zero domestic violence whatsoever between us.
On September 24th, 2009, you were arrested for domestic violence committed against Tasha Van Ray.
Asked and answered. Isn't that what you just talked about?
Did I miss something?
Isn't it a fact?
See how rude she is? I'm just kind of skipping around here.
As a result of your arrest for domestic violence.
Same objections. No, get your harassment in. Go ahead.
Let the record reflect Mr.
I just
Harder's
answered.
directing her not to answer. Did you
I
spend the night in
answered
jail?
you.
I never said don't answer. I never said that. Over me.
May I continue?
Except for Hans.
Can I say something?
Ms. Hurd, Ms. Hurd, isn't it a fact that Tasha Van Ray,
What you just said.
isn't it a fact that on September 14th, you hit Tasha Van Ray in her arm?
No.
Reported to the police that you had hit her arm.
352.
Domestic partner, Tasha Van Ray.
All right, that goes on and on. Here's another. Now, here's a good one. When she slips up. How long is this?
Hi, everyone. It's Linda.
Hi, Linda. We don't feel like watching commercials.
Did you ever tell any officers at your house on May 21, 2016 that Johnny Depp had ever done anything wrong to you, that night or before?
You're asking me if I've told them?
If you told
that
them on May
he-
21, yes.
Again, I said to them, I decline to give any statement at this time as per the advice of my counsel.
Did the
They
police?
did make a comment to me about it seeming unsafe. That's why they needed to check the apartment. They made a gesture to my face. They said that I looked hurt. They also pulled.
This is all lies, all lies. It came out in the court, but I don't want to go on. We can watch it for yourself if you want to, but she just seems like a completely different person in these interviews. Let's do this one.
All I remember is him screaming, telling her that she could have me now, and I said, Johnny, hit me, because then I start hearing things being smashed, and I said to him, honey, you hit me in the eye, my eye, and I start crying, and he approaches me, and I don't know if I, in here feeling him approach, anticipate to try to get up, or if I help him help me up, or if he just did it all by grabbing my hand.
Anyway, I'm sorry I made that so long, but you can tell that through these depositions, she gets caught up in like this word salad, lies. It's really interesting to get into, but I just wanted to make you aware that this interview is up and coming. Again, follow me on Moanon. I am on Truth Social under Moanon. You can PayPal me if you'd like. I think the link is on somewhere on my YouTube page, on my Twitter. Anyway, have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you soon.